Aloha Kauai, this is Council Chair Mel Rapozo with our first episode of Kauai County Council Roundup. We'll be bringing you weekly episodes to follow up on our council meetings that are held every Wednesday at the Historic County Building. And as you know, you can watch those meetings live on our county website at www.kauai.gov. Just click on the webcast meetings tab and you can tune in live or watch the replays. It's all of our meetings are stored there, and you can watch it whenever you can, or you can always watch our meetings on Hawaii Channel 53. So appreciate you guys joining us and tuning in. And as always, if you got any questions or comments or concerns, you can give us a call at the Kauai County Council office, and we'll get to them. On Wednesday, it was a very short agenda. We had only 2 items, and I'll be covering them briefly. Again, you can always watch the meetings on our website or at Hawaii. The first item was an update or briefing on our wildfire management systems here in Hawaii, or more specifically Kauai. But we had our Kauai Emergency Management Agency, we had our Kauai Fire Department, our fire chief was there, as well as the Hawaii Wildfire Management Organization representatives. And it was really to brief us on what is going on and the collaborations that are going on in the state right now. Obviously, since Lahaina, it really raised the awareness for all of us. Devastation in Lahaina, one of the worst disaster that we've ever seen in our state. And it was comforting to know or to learn that so much is going on and so many resources are available. Again, those resources can be found on our county website on the fire department page. And I'm not going to go into specifics, but what the takeaway for me, the major takeaway, was how we as individual residents of this island, we must take personal responsibility on making sure that our areas are at the lowest level of risk for fire. Large landowners, we gotta make sure that we're taking care of our properties and keeping the brush cut and low, so in the event there's a fire, it doesn't spread as rapidly as it did in Lahaina. And knowing the warning signs, when the county issues a red flag warning, understand that it is a very high chance that fires can happen. So overall, the briefing was very informative, and it was a learning experience for me. I think a lot of us just take it for granted, and until what we saw in Lahaina happened, it really brought it home. So again, tune into the meeting if you want to get the in-depth explanations of what's going on in the state. The second item was an update on cocoa palms, a really hot topic right now going around our island. And this past Tuesday at Wailo House Lots Pavilion at the park, the new owners of cocoa palms had intended to do a community meeting, and it got ugly real quick. And in fact, I think the meeting ended before it even got started, and the community did not have an opportunity to share their concerns or their questions. It was a very emotional night. So myself and Planning Committee Chair Bernard Cavallo decided to let's put it on the agenda so that the public can have an opportunity. We can ask the questions of our planning department, who is really in control of that development. I did, on Kauai, the council is a legislative branch, and we focus on laws. But as it relates to developments and permitting and regulation, it falls under our planning department. So, my intent was to have the planning department there to share with us what's going on. There's a lot of questions about what has happened over the last 30 years since the hurricane destroyed cocoa palms. And there's a lot of questions on whether some of these permits are even still valid because they were obtained so long ago. And everyone knows that so much has changed here on Kauai since just in the last 10 years in population and in traffic and in sea level rise and all of these issues that could impact or could be impacted by this development. For me, it really wasn't about whether or not the hotel or the resort should be built. It really was about asking our planning department if, in fact, all the necessary protocols were followed and are these permits actually valid? And, you know, in a nutshell, our planning director, Kaina Hall, made it very clear that all of the permits are valid and they are cleared to start construction, which they intend to do. So there's a lot more discussion we're going to be having involving this issue, but I'm not sure how the greater community of Kauai feels. You know, the opposition is very loud. I have heard very little support, but that doesn't mean there isn't support. And everyone would love to see the old cocoa palms back, but I think those days are over. The old cocoa palms, the nostalgia, all of the Elvis Presley and the Frank Sinatra and all of those things. But my goal as the council chair is to make sure that all of the permits in place, all of the requirements are met, and that this development is done in the least impacting way to our people of Kauai. So again, folks, that's just a very brief recap. I encourage each and every one of you to tune into Ho'ike, Channel 53, or go to www.kauai.gov and click on the webcast meetings. You can watch the planning department meetings, the county council meetings. There's so much information there. And of course, tune into the Kauai County Council Roundup. Appreciate you guys joining me on this inaugural episode. And the plan is to have guests, other council members, members from our administration, or members from our public join me as we talk about the issues that are at our county council meetings every single Wednesday. So with that, aloha no, you guys. Take care. God bless. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Aloha.